First of all, congratulations on being a finalist for Edison Awards.
Thank you.
Now, you're based in Kuala Lumpur, so how do we recognize a company that's that far away, but yet right here in the U.S.?
What we do in Sime Darby and Kuala Lumpur is we produce food for the world, right? So what we produce in that part of the world ends up going all around the world. In fact, almost half of the products in the supermarket contains palm oil, which is our main product.
I mean, how do you take something that's been around for 100 years, and even longer when you think of agriculture, and then say, let's do it differently than the way that our fathers or our mothers did it?
We have to produce more. We have to double the yield that we have without doubling the land. And we had to implement basically the newest technologies in genetics and genomics. But it can't be done that way in oil palm. Oil palm is different. Most of the tools in the market have been designed for humans, for human health. They've been designed for annual crops. Oil palm is a perennial crop. It's in the ground for 20 years. And it takes about 10 to 20 years to do one breeding cycle of oil palm.
How do you implement that innovation and not waiting 20 years?
Well, that was a challenge. When you plant the oil palm in the ground, you've got to wait 3 years before it starts producing bunches. So back in 2009 when we started this program, we had a young group of scientists, never done any of this kind of work before. They were quite fresh. So they had to get up to speed. Then they had to realize that the techniques that were available in the world wouldn't cut it for oil palm. And then we had to do it in a way that we were fully confident that when we planted it in the ground commercially, and we started last year, that we would get yield out of it. And essentially it was about going back and working how we can retrospectively validate some of these things and get it working.
So what's that do to change in the production? What's the increase that you're seeing in the yield?
Well, current commercial yields are about 5 tons of oil per hectare for oil palm. And if you compare that to things like soybean, around about 0.6 tons of oil palm is already much more productive than soybean. But now with this genome select material, it's about 11 tons of oil per hectare. So it's actually double the yield of current commercial material.
How do you convince the team that you have to do this innovation?
Well, I think the company realized that they have to innovate, that in 10 years' time, plantation or agriculture is going to be completely different to what it is now. So the company recognized that.
Well, it's been great talking to you about an older industry that's innovating in a new way here at the Edison Awards.
Thank you. It's been
Thank you.
great talking to you too.